everyone! Heartcloud Productions here, and I'm here to bring you my first Bob the Builder review of 2024. With Has-Been Hotel just a couple of days away from release and avoiding spoilers is a living nightmare. This was one of the few things I had in mind to keep myself busy and also staying away from leaked clips of Has-Been Hotel, so I could watch the episodes completely fresh with an open mind on how they'll play out. Now, you are probably wondering, what will I review for my first Bob the Builder review of the year? Well, I'm going to do something a little bit different with this review since I'll be tackling the only episode I have watched when I was just a toddler back in the late 2000s. The episode I'm talking about is Roley's New Friend from Season 10 of the Project Build It saga. Now, I didn't choose this episode to review just because I want to spread positivity on my favorite row roller. I feel it would be fitting if I could review this episode for how it really sticks out as a piece of nostalgic memories for how there was a moment in my younger years where I did come across this show and how I feel so ashamed for not watching this show more during my childhood. Before I dive into the review, let me briefly share with you all my bittersweet history on how this episode was special to me when I was younger and how this was the only memory I had of this show. Just like how I said it best in my History with Thomas and Friends video, I grew up watching a compilation DVD of Season 10 episodes of Thomas and Friends with how it was my first exposure to the show. After watching the episodes over and over to the point where I needed a break from the main show on the DVD, I came across a bonus feature that showcases a completely different show logo called Bob the Builder. I was very curious about what this Bob the Builder show is about, while the bonus feature showcases the name of an episode called Roley's New Friend. With my curiosity growing by every second, I checked out the episode for the first time. As I watched every second of the Bob the Builder episode, it felt like I was watching a similar but completely different show in my mind back then. The animation is more simple and cartoony, while the movements of the characters looked more like it was made by hand-to-hand stop motion. But I really enjoyed it after the episode ended. I began rewatching the episode over and over so I could learn about these new batches of main characters, watch the construction scenes, and enjoy the feature of individual voice acting for the first time. It was an episode that I never thought I would make myself a fan of another show that is simply a bonus feature. But these memories can last forever though. After getting rid of my Thomas DVDs back then, my memory of that one Bob the Builder episode it had on there quickly faded away and I forgot the show even existed. And of course, when I rediscovered the show in 2023, my memory of Roley's New Friend came flooding back, and I now blame myself for not getting myself to watch the rest of the show in the first place. So that was my short backstory on how Roley's New Friend is a very special episode to me in terms of this being my only memory of watching the show during my younger years. Now with all that said and explained to you all for the sake of context for this review, does Roley's first lead role episode from the first season of Project Build It hold up with how I view it today as a 19-year-old? Well, let's find out. Roley's New Friend is the 8th episode of the 10th season, and it aired on May 11th, 2005. In this episode, Bob and the gang are on the task to build the first new road of Sunflower Valley. Roley is too occupied with befriending a new bird friend as he went off on his own to follow her. Bob explains to the machines that the road will be from his mobile home to the new yard, so it'll be away from the muddy path. Roley followed Birdie as she gathered twigs to build a nest, and the row roller wanted to help, so they went to find a suitable tree. Bob and the machines got started on building the road. Lofty pulls out old tree stumps, while Scoop and Muck dig out of the ground. Bob starts to wonder where Roley could be, as he is needed to roll the gravel flat. During the search for the perfect tree for Birdie's nest, Roley didn't agree with the spots Birdie chose since he and the others are building a road within the muddy path. So Roley asked if Birdie could pick another tree for her nest. Scoop and Muck finish digging up the ground as they then dump the gravel within the dirt, while Bob began to worry about Roley, still not arriving back yet. Roley, on the other hand, is having bad luck helping Birdie since she still chooses trees that are near the road until he gets himself stuck in the mud. The road roller tried to back out, but he truly is stuck and nobody is there to help him out. With the gravel poured onto the road, Bob and Lofty go on a search party to find Roley, while the others try to roll the gravel flat by themselves. Roley desperately yelled for help until Bob and Lofty found him. Bob asked him why he got stuck, and Roley explained that he was just trying to help his new friend Birdie find a tree for her nest that isn't around the new road. Bob reassured Roley that the road is just going to be from his mobile home to the new yard. Lofty successfully pulled Roley out of the mud, and they go back to work. Roley rolled the gravel flat, Lofty poured the bitumen on top of the gravel, Bob put the stones in, and Roley rolls the stones flat against the bitumen as well. With the task complete, Roley wished his new friend Birdie were to see the new road until he found her sitting in a tree with her nest. Bob and the machine said a quick hello while Roley finds out that his new friend will become a mother bird. And the episode ends with Roley having a sweet moment with Birdie as she made him the happiest road roller in the whole wide world. Honestly, when viewing this episode nowadays compared to how I felt about it back in my younger years, certainly did not change how I still really like it to this day. But back then, I had no brain in mind of showcasing opinions in detail. So let me explain why this episode works very well. First off, Roley is in character throughout the episode. He really showcases how he just wants to help his new bird friend find a perfect place for her nest. Like my friend Liam Fitzgerald said in his Roley's Tortoise review, Roley has this huge heart of gold for any kind of animal he befriends with. Any episode revolving around Roley befriending or helping out animals is just always heartwarming to watch, and this episode is no exception. Roley befriending Birdie and trying to help her find a good enough tree for her nest is just honestly cute to see, because I know he would do anything to help out an animal, even when there is a job going on. Now, the part where I think Roley's character is handled correctly is that he is aware that he has a job to do while he is helping Birdie find a suitable tree to build her nest. Roley is aware that he and the others are building a road, and he doesn't want Birdie to make her nest in a spot where it could be loud and dusty. Despite not knowing that Bob and the others are making the new road go that far where he is at, I still liked how Roley showcases concern for Birdie's well-being while finding the perfect tree. This kind of role can easily mess up a character's role in any kind of media, as they are focused on that one thing without thinking of the other that is more important. The episode that did this portrayal wrong is in Roley's Rovers, where Roley decided to work on his football chance instead of doing his job. There is an obvious difference that I go over in my Roley's Worst Episode Versus video. And that is why this episode did this character portrayal right. Roley's role in this episode is simply spot on for how he is just a lovable big giant who could do anything to help his new bird friend, while also not dumbing him down to the point where he isn't an idiot who didn't forget that he is on the job. There isn't that much to talk about, but I do find some other moments worth mentioning. Like, I ironically chuckled at the moment where Bob gave Dizzy the job of being the one who makes sure that he and the others are doing a good job.
Oh, do I mix that in my drum?
Sorry, Dizzy, you'd get all sticky.
Aww.
But you can keep an eye on us and make sure we're doing a good job.
Okay, Bob.
I don't know why, but seeing Bob give the cement mixer something to do without having to give her an actual task was pretty funny. I also found this moment funny.
Great, me first. Rock and roll. It sounds just like Roley, Muck.
Yeah, rock and roll.
That moment showcases how all 5 of these machines just know each other so well that they are willing to imitate what they do or say. I don't think Muck having Roley's grill mouth smile was just a goof, but I feel like the animators did it on purpose, just for the red digger dumper to really shout out Roley's catchphrase. And I liked how Scoop decided to copy Roley's catchphrase as well. Ah, roommates. The moment where Birdie tooted to Roley if he had a similar bird friend was very sweet. It really made Roley remember his best friend Bird and how he misses her so much.
Aww, I've got a friend called Bird back in Bobsville. Yeah, I miss him lots.
Aww. And Roley being so happy for Birdie becoming a mother was just so precious that I am glad this was brought up in a later episode next season called Roley's Roundup, where he discovers Birdie's baby chicks. And yeah, not much else to say about this episode. Roley's new friend succeeds as a good episode for Roley, and my feelings towards it did not change one bit. The episode did a good job at portraying Roley's character in a way where he is able to still be in character, despite not being involved with the main job of the day, while also being his sweet, kind-hearted self to help out his new bird friend. Being the very first episode I saw when I was younger really solidifies how this one is special to me, because I enjoyed it back then and I still do now. I give this episode a 9 out of 10. Not a perfect episode that didn't do anything special, but it did Roley's character right while also being useful in delivering more of his animal-loving charm. I honestly find it ironic how this memory of my childhood connects to why I love Roley as my favorite character in the series. It really showcased how the only episode I ever saw was about him and how this character became my favorite many years later. I hope you all enjoyed my first Bob the Builder review of 2024, and if you did like it, press the like button and comment down below on what you think of this episode. I might review another episode in the series that is worth talking about, but you all have to wait and see. In the meantime, I am so excited to do videos revolving around Has-Been Hotel for you guys next month, so keep on the lookout for them. This is Heart Cloud Productions, and I'll see you all later!